As parents and guardians, we must create a safe and comfortable environment where children feel free to talk about their feelings and experiences regularly, especially if they are being abused. Welcome to another informative and exciting Monday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JS News for Monday, May 13, 2024. Work is now set to start shortly on the construction of a night shelter and drop-in center for the homeless in Portland. Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie broke ground for the Port Antonio-based facility on Friday. He says the concept of the drop-in center started around 2018, and the call was intensified after a number of street persons in the town were subjected to physical abuse.
This overall construction of this facility will not respond totally to the needs that exist. It is the intention of the government to do as much as we can to take persons off the streets of the country.
The Portland Night Shelter and Drop-In Center will be constructed at a cost of $51 million. The building will include sleeping accommodations for 18 males and 10 females, a commercial-sized kitchen, seating capacity for over 50 persons to dine, doctor's office, laundry facilities, and outdoor showers and bathrooms. Minister McKenzie says it will allow access for persons with disabilities as well as conservation measures.
This is a modern two-story building with reinforced concrete, with water harvesting. We're going to put in conservation measures. So solar water heating system and other such services. It has gone out to tender. The tender has been closed, and in short order, the contract will be signed for the commencement of construction for this facility.
The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development is providing $53.35 million to be shared among municipal corporations for this year's Labor Day activities. Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie gave a breakdown of the allocation during the groundbreaking ceremony for the Portland Night Shelter.
Each division will receive an allocation of $200,000 for Labor Day project. The mayors will get $275,000, and $500,000 will be provided to each municipality for the National Labor Day project.
While addressing a meeting of the Portland Municipal Corporation, Minister McKenzie stressed the importance of this year's theme, asserting that persons who are physically challenged should not face a lack of access to facilities. He implored the building and planning committees of municipal corporations to ensure that building applications they received had the requisite provisions to accommodate persons with disabilities. This, he insisted, should also extend to public infrastructure.
Whatever road work that the municipality is going to be undertaking, we must ensure that our sidewalks are constructed in a way that it provides access. And it is not just the intention of the ministry to use Labor Day as the only day. We'll be working on a program that will allow the municipalities to do a lot more work in ensuring that persons with physical challenges have easier access to the public thoroughfare.
Labor Day 2024 will be observed on Thursday, May 23, under the theme, Persons with Disabilities, the Elderly and the Vulnerable. Ramp up the access. Show that you care. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Senator Aubin Hill is reiterating the need for Jamaica to ramp up its productivity and supply of goods and services to meet both local and international demand. The minister insists that for Jamaica to fully secure its political independence, it must first secure its economic independence. And this, he asserts, involves growing the country's international recognition as a space for excellent economic managers, manufacturers, and business.
There is no reason why all of you down there, with the inventiveness that you have, with the entrepreneurship that Jamaicans have, cannot be in the next 7 to 10 years the exporting powerhouse in the Caribbean.
Minister Hill was speaking at the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association JMEA 360-degree conference held at the AC Hotel in Kingston on May 8. The Ministry of Education and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, are joining forces on an initiative to improve the regulatory and governance structure for special education. The Ministry and JSIF signed a contract at Micro Teachers College on Thursday to carry out the intervention under the Basic Needs Trust Fund Capacity Building for Special Education project. Through the arrangement, more than 200 special education assistants are being trained to strengthen inclusive learning. 30 teachers at the tertiary level will also be trained and certified to identify learning behavioral differences in students.
We will ensure a targeted approach to the training of leaders in the educational sector, equipping them with the knowledge and skills needed to create inclusive educational spaces which cater to the needs of students in several schools across Jamaica. This overall project will see some 24 million Jamaican dollars being used over the next 12 months to aid in transformation and streamlining of the education sector in the country.
Education Minister Favour Williams emphasizes the significance of collaboration and partnerships such as this in effecting positive changes within the education sector.
This has allowed us to increase the number of students who benefit from the support, and we have placed almost 300 special needs students in integrated and non-integrated government schools.
Still on education, the ministry has started the process of replacing 30% of security cameras within schools. This is being done to help detect and deter unscrupulous and emerging dangers on school property and to guarantee a secure environment for both staff and students. Education Minister Favour Williams made the disclosure during her recent contribution to the 2024-2025 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. She says a recent assessment shows that 1,955 cameras have so far been deployed in 154 schools and more are on the way.
We have also embarked on a significant procurement in order to outfit our schools, and we should be able to put out that tender by the first term of the next year.
And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has been conferred with the honorary doctoral degree of Humane Letters by Delaware State University in the United States. The degree, which is the university's highest, is in recognition of the Prime Minister's visionary leadership in transforming Jamaica's macroeconomic framework. Delaware University says this transformation, especially from the COVID-19 pandemic, has been hailed internationally as a global economic turnaround story. Prime Minister Holness was the keynote speaker at the graduation ceremony for the class of 2024 on Friday. 38 Jamaicans were among the graduates receiving master's and doctoral degrees. Mr. Holness charged the graduates to embrace the challenges of our time and engage with enlightened perspectives for shared prosperity.
Embrace the struggle for good. Be the voice of reason in your community. Bring perspective to divisive issues. Balance extremes. Bridge divergent views. And bring stakeholders together to cooperate on local and global problems and find the elegant solutions that will keep bending that arc of morality to greater well-being, enlightenment, justice, and peace.
The Prime Minister says Delaware State University has established strong ties with tertiary institutions in Jamaica and that the government will continue to strengthen its partnership. And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
With just a touch,
with just a swipe, our youth are now able to learn on any device.
With the help of UNICEF's Technical Working Group and the Ministry of Education and Youth Special Education Unit, our young people now have access to digital textbooks. The Universal Design for Learning (UDL) methodology, which is central to accessible digital textbooks (ADT), has allowed for the venture to take root. The first 2 fully accessible books were released in late September 2022 to allow for greater inclusion of students with disabilities. Now this time around, all students will have access to high-quality, interactive digital textbooks in a variety of languages, including Jamaican Sign Language.
We are very happy to see technology transforming education, particularly in areas where children did not have the accessibility. The integration of technology into education is the next frontier. There is a fear that somehow technology, with all its advancements in artificially developing intelligence, could replace or minimize the role of the teacher. That is absolutely not the case when it comes to education. It means that the teacher now has a more powerful tool with which they can exercise their duties. And of course, you know, it introduces new challenges into the classroom, right? But it also introduces greater opportunities for engagement.
My name is Ari Jones and I am from Danny Williams School for the Deaf.
Ari and others have access to 2 books that were transformed into ADT format for the Jamaican pilot using UDL principles My Brain is My Boss and Harriet Hen and the Hawk. Little Harry is using the My Brain is My Boss ADT book to help him grasp the relationship between the brain and the body.
In this effort, we are working to make sure that no one is left behind, and the population that is in our most concern is the disability population. As you know, we have a lot of barriers in the country for this population to enter to the education system yet. But I want to have the opportunity to congratulate the government for the recent passed Disability Act, which paved the way for this population to really have their rights granted in the country.
The Disabilities Act came into effect on February 14, 2022. This followed its approval in 2014 and the affirmation of the Disabilities Regulations in 2021.
Money are your problem, car are your problem. Hey, whatever the problem is, just let it go, because stress is not a flex. A quick way to let go the stress is to find someone you can share your concerns with. And if you can't do that, then find other ways to release your stress, because stress is not a flex.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness has embarked on a journey to help our youth let go the stress, installing wellness benches in schools across Jamaica, setting them up as safe spaces for communication about mental challenges. If you can't find a seat on the bench, get a hold of this exercise to help you alleviate the stress.
First of all, I want you to think about the worst
first thing that offends you and upset you and you're uncertain about. Just think about it. And then, after 3, I want to transfer the stress from the brain into the ball, and it has to show on your face. 1, 2, 3.
As summer approaches and the hurricane season looms, we should expect an increase in lightning illuminating the sky. We should also know that lightning strikes can pose risks beyond mere flashes, potentially affecting anyone or anything in their path. If someone is struck, it is crucial to know what steps to take.
It is a very impressive geophysical phenomenon that produces the loudest light and the loudest sound. As we know, it's very prevalent in the summer months, and for Jamaica, that actually means that it's also prevalent in our hurricane season. It may cause direct effects or indirect effects, and the direct effects are usually due to the effects of the current. The indirect effects are the associated injuries that are involved. These may include multi-system injuries, neurological injuries, both immediate or delayed, burns, and depending on where you are and what happened in the middle of when you were struck by lightning, if you had trauma, you may have blunt trauma. And the blunt trauma may, as you can imagine, affect any system. Are responding, we need to ensure that we have the chain of survival involved. You need to get early response. You need to call for help. If it is that the person has had a cardiac or a respiratory arrest, we need to manage that early because you can resuscitate the patient. And typically, the individuals who are affected are young and those who do not have any cardiac problems. So with early resuscitation, you can get a positive outcome, and this means the person does not have to die, right? In terms of the resuscitation, we're going to use this typical airway and cervical spine control. And I'm going to stress on this. Sometimes you have persons who have been struck by lightning and they have fallen. If they have fallen, they potentially have, and depending on how they fall, of course, you may have injury to your cervical spine. So we need to take care in terms of when we're resuscitating them and when we're moving them to ensure that the appropriate spinal immobilization techniques are borne in mind. If they're not breathing, we're going to have to breathe for them. If it is that we need to restart the heart because the heart has stopped, we can do this by external chest compressions or by the use of a defibrillator and defibrillating the patient. You may realize that there are quite a few automatic external defibrillators placed in strategic areas across the country. They're relatively simple to operate, and usually when you have an AED present, whoever has it, if you're trained to use it, I'm going to ask that if the situation requires, right, go ahead and do so as per instruction. You need to pay attention to the weather forecast. We all know that the Meteorological Office of Jamaica issue weather forecasts. We really need to pay attention to them. If you hear thunder, you are in striking distance of lightning. If there's a thunderstorm, the safest place to be is within a well-constructed building, right? Away from water. So this is not the time that you really should be running pipes, washing, having a bath. You need to be out of water. Water is a good conductor of electricity, and if you're indoors and touching water, you may have a problem. You need to stay away from electrical wires. You need to stay away from all electrical devices. If you're outdoor, the most dangerous place that you can find yourself in is at the highest point, or at something, beneath something or an object that will translate to be at the highest point. In other words, standing under a tree or a very tall tree is not the place for you to be in the middle of a lightning storm, right? If you can move indoors, please do. If you are in a body of water, remember, water is a very good conductor of electricity. You need to come out of the water, be it pool, river, stream, any body of water. Stay away from water. If you happen to notice that your hair stands on ends, for a matter of speaking, the advice is to actually crouch down low as you can, go on your tippy toes, cover your eyes and cover your earlobes, basically curl up into a ball and on your tippy toes, right? So you're as low to the ground as possible with as little contact with the actual ground as possible. If you're in a vehicle, you need to roll the windows up. Do not touch the outer frame of the vehicle, and the vehicle should be grounded. The exception is a convertible. If you happen to be in a convertible, whether it's flat top, soft top, hard top, please come out of the convertible and find an appropriate area. It's not a good place to be. If you are a victim of lightning, please seek medical attention, or if you observe somebody who is a victim of lightning, get medical attention to them, right? It is actually very safe to touch the victim. Call for help. The lightning victims can be revived using cardiopulmonary resuscitation. If you are trained in CPR, and that's cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and the situation is such where this is what is needed, go ahead, right? But it's for the trained person. And with that, stay out of water, away from electrical wires, seek appropriate shelter, and listen to the Met Office. When the Met Office has issued a bulletin, take heed. Thunderstorms may have lightning with it. Severe weather in terms of that may come with the risk of lightning. If you hear thunder, lightning can strike you and you are within striking distance.
Connect to higher education, electronic tools, application, and help. Cheetah. Let's learn how this organization is assisting Jamaican students who are sitting PEP.
The cheetah is known all over the globe as the fastest land animal in the world. But right here in Jamaica, there is a special type of cheetah that is not only known for its speed, but also for its unique relationship with students across the education system.
So our company name again is Cheetah. It's an acronym, Connect to Higher Education, Electronic Tools, Application and Help. So I thought it was more appropriate to definitely have a mascot, a live mascot that symbolizes our company. Our students have really liked it in terms of we have done dancing contests. So a lot of times we could see, how can you dance better than a cheetah. Okay, so here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? All right, let's start.
In addition to, and arguably more important than its engaging cheetah mascot, this self-funded informal charitable arm donates numerous educational content and electronic tools to selected schools across Jamaica. These institutions are chosen on a needs basis.
So the tools include some of our books. We have a lot of books that we have created. Some of them are already on the ministry's book list. Like for instance, we have a book, Not Another Me, which coincidentally aligns with the Ministries of Education theme about who am I. And it's a great book in dual language, Spanish and English. And the words of the book are lyrics to a song. And it's a nice reggae song, I'm a cheetah. And I searched all over and could not find another me. That's one of the many books that we have. And then we also have even our dancing cheetah toy, and I have him right here. Children love him, and so we have our books, we have our toy, we have our tablets.
We got approximately 80 tablets from the Cheetah project. We have been using those tablets for almost 2 to 3 years now, and they are helping us tremendously in reading and in mathematics. Students are now encouraged to use IT in their studies. And I'm quite certain when the students leave Norman Gardens for high school, they are going to be well prepared where technology is concerned.
I think it helps with the students so that they can learn how to do different types of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and other topics.
There's no way I know I could do it on my own. It's a big collaborative effort, and so I needed other persons to be on board with me. And so the first person I called was the person who I've interacted most, Ministry of Education. They have purchased most of my tools throughout the years.
The ministry has been in partnership with Cheetah Toys, as the company is called, since 2015. It has been going exceptionally well. She has also supported us in terms of scholarships for some of our students, and she's also participating in the development of PEP questions, working with our curriculum and other education officers. And last year, she actually did some GSAT preparation sessions for selected schools across the island.
The measurement for this line is what? 180. Now that I've drawn a line right here, what is the measurement for this side? 90 degrees. What is the measurement for this side? 90 degrees. Good.
So you're going to pray, and you're also going to do proper planning and preparation prevents poor performance. So what we're trying to do overall is just to inspire the children, to encourage them, and also to give them some of the tools that we believe will help them to excel. So we want to also be considered as a teacher's helpers. We're not going to go in and do something entirely new. We want to work in collaboration with the teachers, recognize what they need, and see how best we can help to facilitate them.
And I know the question you've all been asking is, why the name Cheetah?
I've always loved the color cheetah. I'm wearing my tie today, but I usually love the print. And then later when I've done the research, I found that cheetah is so different. It has made a name for itself. It's the fastest of all the land animals. So I think that the cheetah has a lot to offer. And I think like cheetah, the students that we're trying to impact, trying to inspire, they could also make a name for themselves.
We've come to the final stop of today's magazine, but the journey doesn't end here. Tune in tomorrow, same time, on this station for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. If you missed any of our happenings or you just want to learn more, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. And remember to protect our nation's children. If you know of any child being abused, please report it to the CPFSA using their 211 helpline. From the production team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.